Welcome back to Pillow Tales, where whispers become dreams. Tonight, wander into Eldridge Forest, a tale of wind and weaving. Close your eyes, feel the breeze, and let the forest hold you. Chapter 1. The Traveller's Arrival. The wind found you on the edge of Eldridge Forest, as it always does for the weary. It was a gentle thing at first, a sigh through the tall grasses of the meadow, carrying the scent of pine and distant rain. You, Elara, had walked for days from the village, your satchel light with bread and a single silver needle, heavier with the ache of unspoken losses. The forest loomed ahead, ancient oaks like silent guardians, their branches woven into a canopy that filtered the morning sun into golden threads. You paused at the threshold, where the path turned to moss. The wind tugged at your scarf, whispering words you almost caught. Come, rest, weave. But they slipped away like smoke. Birds called softly from the leaves, their songs a lullaby half remembered. You stepped forward, the moss cool and yielding beneath your boots, and the world behind you faded. No more village chatter, no more empty hearths, just the forest, breathing. Deeper in, a glade opened, a circle of stones worn smooth by time, each etched with faint runes that glowed faintly in the dappled light. The wind circled here, stronger, forming eddies that lifted fallen petals into lazy spirals. You sat on the largest stone, unpacked your bread, and closed your eyes. The whispers returned, clearer now. Elara. Your hands remember. When you opened them, a figure stood at the glade's edge, an old woman in robes of woven leaves, her hair silver as moonlight. She held no staff, only a loom strung with threads that shimmered like spider silk. "The wind brought you," she said, her voice the rustle of pages in a forgotten book. "I am Mira, the whisper weaver. It brings what it needs." She sat beside you, unrolling a length of cloth from her loom, thin, translucent, patterned with swirling winds. "Touch it," she murmured. Your fingers brushed the fabric, and memories flooded. A child's laugh lost to fever, a lover's hand slipping from yours in the crowd. The cloth warmed, absorbing the ache like rain on parched earth. Mira nodded. The forest listens. It weaves what the wind carries. Stay if you wish. Learn to weave the whispers back. The sun climbed higher, casting long shadows that danced like partners in a slow waltz. You felt the pull, not fear, but invitation. The glade held you. The wind hummed approval, and for the first time in months, your breath slowed to match the trees. As dusk painted the leaves in soft amber, Mira rose. Tomorrow, the first thread. She vanished into the undergrowth, leaving the cloth in your lap. You lay back on the moss, the whispers now a cradle song. Sleep came easy, the forest's first gift. Chapter 2. The First Thread. Dawn broke with a chorus of dew-kissed birds, their notes weaving through the canopy like silver strings. You woke to the cloth still in your hands, warmer now, its patterns shifting like clouds in a summer sky. Mira waited by a newly appeared loom, twig frame strung with vines, shuttle carved from birch. "The wind gives the thread," she said. "You give the story." She demonstrated, fingers deft, pulling whispers from the air, faint sighs of regret, laughter long faded, and threading them into the loom. The fabric grew, blooming with colours, emerald for hope, indigo for quiet sorrows. "Each weave mends a piece," she explained. "The forest holds the rest." You tried, clumsy at first, your needle catching on unseen knots, but the wind helped, guiding your hands with invisible breaths. By midday, your first panel emerged, a small square of cloth depicting a river bend where a girl once skipped stones with her brother. The memory surfaced soft, not sharp, and as you knotted the edge, a tear fell, not of pain, but release. The panel fluttered in the breeze, then lifted, drifting to a nearby oak where it draped like a banner, glowing faintly. Mira smiled, lines etching deeper around her eyes. "The trees keep what we free. Walk with me." She led you along a hidden path, lined with looms half hidden in hollows, abandoned, yet humming with old magic. Squirrels chattered secrets, flowers nodded in agreement. At a stream, she paused. "Listen." The water murmured of journeys unfinished, and you felt your own unfinished paths soften. Afternoon waned into golden hour, the forest alive with fireflies early. You wove another thread, a whisper of a forgotten song, and the stream reflected it back, clearer, harmonious. Mira nodded. "Enough for today? The wind rests at twilight." She left you with a bundle of threads, ethereal and light. You returned to the glade, the woven panel now part of the oak's bark, blending seamless. The wind sighed contentment, and as stars pricked the sky, you lay beneath it, hands still tingling from the weave. The ache in your chest was lighter, a thread pulled free. Sleep wrapped you like fresh cloth. Chapter 3. Echoes in the Canopy. Morning light sifted through the leaves like powdered gold, awakening the glade with a hush of birdsong. Your loom waited, threads shimmering with new whispers. The wind had gathered overnight, carrying echoes from distant meadows. Mira appeared with a ladder of vines. Today, the canopy, whispers hide high. The climb was slow, branches cradling your steps like old friends. At the top, the world unfolded, a bridge of woven boughs spanning treetops, leaves rustling in perpetual conversation. Mira pointed to knots in the wood, tangles of old sorrows, knotted tight. "Weave them loose." You threaded a whisper of lost summers, and the bridge sighed, a branch unknotting to reveal a hidden nest, eggs warm and whole. Hours passed in rhythmic pull and release. A squirrel paused, watching, then dropped an acorn. Inside, a tiny carved heart, gift from the trees. Memories wove in, your mother's lullaby, half forgotten, now sung by the wind itself. The canopy held you aloft, safe, the ground far below a distant dream. By noon, the bridge gleamed smoother, paths clearer. Mira shared tea from a hollow, herbal, steaming, tasting of earth and starlight. The forest remembers all. We just remind it to release. A breeze carried laughter, yours, from childhood, and it lingered, sweet. As sun dipped, you descended, basketful of freed echoes. The glade welcomed you, oaks bowing slightly. Mira vanished with a nod. The whispers grow stronger. Alone, you strung a new panel between trees, watching it catch the fading light. The forest exhaled, and so did you. Sleep found you swaying in a hammock of vines. Chapter 4. The Hidden Grove. Twilight lingered into morning, the forest veiled in pearl mist. Your hands itched for the loom, but Mira led you deeper, to a thorn-walled thicket. "Push gently," she said. The branches parted like curtains, revealing the hidden grove, a sun-dappled hollow, carpeted in luminous flowers, petals unfurling secrets in colours unseen. Here the wind was a murmur, sharing blooms' tales. Loves bloomed and wilted, regrets rooted deep. You wove petals into thread, delicate work, each stitch blooming a memory. A dance under harvest moon, steps light and free. The grove responded, flowers nodding, releasing pollen that sparkled like fireflies at noon. Mira hummed an old tune, her loom a circle of light. Some whispers root here, uproot with care. You pulled a thorn of doubt, and a rosebush flowered anew, thorns softening to leaves. The air hummed harmony, birds weaving in counterpoint. Afternoon brought rain, soft, silver, pattering like applause. You sheltered under a canopy bloom, weaving raindrops into patterns of renewal. Mira shared stories of weavers past, voices fading into the drops. As clouds parted, the grove shone, your panel a tapestry of petals pinned to the air. She left you with a flower crown. Wear it, the grove remembers. The mist lifted, and you walked back, crown light, heart lighter. The glade's oaks flowered in echo. Sleep came under petal rain. Chapter 5. Threads of the Stream. Dawn kissed the stream with liquid gold, ripples whispering invitations. Mira waited knee-deep, her loom floating on lily pads. Water carries the deepest threads. You joined, cool current lapping ankles, weaving water's flow, tides of time, currents of change. A fish surfaced, scales flashing memories. Your first swim, waves cradling fears away. The loom bobbed, threads merging with droplets, forming a veil that parted illusions. Hours blurred in liquid rhythm, sun climbing to zenith. Mira dipped a hand, pulling a strand of sorrow. Yours, tangled like weeds. Let it flow. It unraveled, carried downstream to the sea of forgetting. Birds skimmed the surface, dipping beaks in approval. The stream sang clearer, your reflection sharper, kinder. Noon brought shade, willows trailing fingers. You wove a bridge of water silk, crossing to an island bloom. Mira's eyes twinkled. The forest drinks what we offer. Rain misted lightly, blessing the work. As light waned, the veil draped the stream, shimmering. Mira faded with the ripples. Deeper tomorrow. You lingered, feet in flow, until stars mirrored on water. Sleep lulled by current's song. Chapter 6. The ancient oak's secret morning sun crowned the ancient oak, its trunk vast as a hall. Mira traced runes, door opening to heartwood chamber, walls veined with glowing sap, air thick with timeless hush. Here, the forest's core whispers. You entered, looms small in the vastness, threads from bark, rings of years, storms weathered, springs reborn. Weaving one, seasons cycled in cloth, winter's hush to summer's sigh. A root pulsed, sharing your buried grief. It softened, absorbed into wood. Light shifted through cracks, painting runes alive. Mira wove beside, her panel a map of stars. Squirrels nested in eaves, watching. The oak groaned content, branches stilling old aches. Midday warmth filled the hollow. You traced a knot, your unspoken vow, and it bloomed leaf. Mira nodded. Roots hold, but release heals. Dappled shadows danced approval. Evening neared, chamber dimming to ember glow. Mira slipped away. The heart beats on. Your panel wrapped the trunk, pulsing soft. Sleep in the oak's embrace. Heartbeat steady. Chapter 7. Whispers of the Wildflowers. Breeze stirred the wildflower meadow into waves of colour, petals nodding secrets. Mira knelt among them, loom a crown of stems. Flowers fleeting, yet eternal in weave. You gathered blooms, each a tale, daisy's joy, violet's quiet longing. Threading them, colours bled into patterns, your laughter lost, now blooming vivid. Butterflies alit, wings brushing doubts away. Sun arced warm, meadow humming chorus. Mira wove a poppy thread, sleep's gift, and drowsiness touched you, gentle. A bee-droned memory of fields run through, free. Afternoon haze softened edges, petals fell, weaving into ground, renewing. Mira's voice blended with hum. Bloom where rooted. Your panel flowered the air. Dusk gilded blooms gold. Mira melted into grass. Wild hearts wander free. Meadow cradled you, petals blanket soft. Sleep in floral dream. Chapter 8. The Weaver's Loom Circle. Dawn wove the clearing in silver mist, looms circling like stones, ancient, humming. Mira at center, threads linking all. Join the circle, whispers unite. You took a loom, hands linking chains. Collective breaths, sorrows shared, joys multiplied. Weaving merged, your loss with another's gain. Tapestry vast, wind orchestrated harmonious. Light built to noon blaze, circle glowing. Mira pulled a master thread, unity's weave, and doubts dissolved in shared light. Animals gathered, eyes reflecting calm, shadows lengthened, threads pulsing one rhythm. We are the wind's pattern, Mira breathed. Your section bloomed central, whole. Twilight knit the circle tight. Mira faded into weave. The pattern holds. Looms cradled you, threads, lullaby soft. Sleep in unity's hold. Chapter 9. The Wind's Farewell. Gift morning wind rose playful, carrying final threads. Light, iridescent. Mira at meadow's end, loom dissolving to air. The weave completes. Receive the gift. You threaded last whispers, forgiveness full, heart mended. Cloth unfurled vast, wind lifting edges to sky. Memories danced free, birds catching gleams. Sun warmed farewell, meadow blooming riot. Mira's form shimmered. You are the weaver now. Threads soared, painting clouds in gold. Afternoon breeze cooled, gift settling. A cloak of whispers, warm, weightless. Doubts gone, only peace remained. Eve's hush fell. Mira kissed your brow, wind-born. Carry the weave. Meadow sighed content. Sleep under cloak's gentle weight. Chapter 10. The Eternal Weave. Final dawn broke clear, forest edges softening to horizon. Your cloak fluttered, whispers now inner song. Mira gone, but present in every rustle. The weave was yours, complete, eternal. You walked the path out, oaks bowing farewell, glades light following. Memories no longer burdens, but threads in life's grand tapestry. The wind carried you forward, light as leaf. At meadow's end, village lights winked. Home changed. You paused, cloak warming against chill. The forest exhaled peace, a final gift. No more weaving needed, the pattern held, seamless, whole. You stepped into sunlight, heart full, whispers, silent allies. The world bloomed anew, every breath a weave of now. Sleep would come easy henceforth, dreams woven soft. The eternal weave embraced all, past, present, the quiet beyond. And in that quiet, you were home. Outro, flute fade. Thank you for weaving with pillow tales. If the wind carried you to sleep, sweet dreams, like, subscribe, and let the whispers return tomorrow. Good night.